Subculture versus artistic intention. I like to think about the arts right now as kind of a very dooming market. I don't even think it's a market, but this ideal, this concept that we live under American capitalism and that anybody can do anything they like, so as long as you put in the hours, make a wage, or make commissions, or as my friend Al once put it to me, the favor economy. Maybe we live in some kind of San Francisco anarcho-tyranny where money is only distributed through doing favors to rich people, and everything is completely chaotic, crazy, no unions, and this makes us more in favor of socialism or some way to fix the economy. Now, in the arts, under capitalism, under a materialistic worldview, we have less and less of the artist making technical, elegant language art that makes sense. Instead, we have something called subculture, and subculture is simply just the reflection of someone's so-called quote-unquote identity, whether it be sexual identity, whether you're a goth, an e-girl, or C-punk or vaporwave, and your music, your doodles in some Michael's Arts and Crafts art book is you, and that the art world worships people how authentic you are to a quote-unquote queer identity. This is horrible and very bad for the arts, as we've seen right now, is that these kind of people confuse artistic pleasure with being oneself. They say the same advice when dating someone of the opposite sex. Be yourself, be yourself, and someone will find your art. There'll be a Mark Lombardi web, and you'll be able to join said web, and you'll be able to make connections or kiss ass or something like that. And then you'll meet the right millionaire, and then you'll get funded by some Soros campaign to talk about why black people have it worse than you, or what it means to be a queer transgender video gamer collecting bottle caps in Mexico City. So this brings up the question, artistic intention versus subculture. It's subcultural to make tracker music in Renoise. It's subcultural to make silly esoteric meme jokes of Chad and Stacy on 4chan. It's to be a part of a quote-unquote alt-right or breadtube subculture and what people expect of you. And supposedly in 30, 40 years, you'll have a Wikipedia article like Kim Jong-un, and you'll be Wikipedia famous, and you're a part of a esoteric art movement. And your art didn't have honest intentions. Instead, it was kind of just some experiment or something like that, just so you can express oneself. The reason why I bring this up is because there's literally people who buy synthesizers and drum machines and record themselves on YouTube thinking they're electronic musicians in vein of Kraftwerk or something like that, or even Merzbow, but they're just spoiled brats with lots of money, and they're subculturally saying, I'm a doll-less jammer. Watch me go. Watch me press some buttons and flick around with things. And so the artistic intention is not real. Someone's basing this on subculture. And the same goes with this fraudulent Facebook group by the name called Metarite, and Brett Cooper and KV Cuz and their cult of crazy critical theorists that don't even make any sense, that don't even speak in clarity, that they're like Jim's Jones, something repulsive and horrible. And it shows you, if there's no guidelines in the modern art world, and if there's no guidelines in the modern art school, then subculture has to do a lot with consumption, as Dick Hebdige says in his book about subculture, or mimicking a famous rock star like Rene Girard says about mimesis. So as an artist, You are very limited in this world. Everything is a matrix. We live in this new Philip K. Dick reality. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're all compromised. We're all told to be obedient capitalist. The world, the future will be Asian. We will all be Eurasian in the future. We will all be under some Xi Jinping rule. We won't ever have a realization. We won't ever break out of this. This is like Mark Fisher capitalist realism. This is basically what Eugene Thacker talks about of extreme pessimism and whatnot. This is it. It's the end game here. And so it's completely futile to be an artist because this is what the capitalist class wants us to be in these kind of robot cells. So ask yourself as an artist, do you really have artistic intention? Or are you basing everything on a subculture because you're so immature and you don't even know about yourself? You don't even know how to write, have any English words in clarity. You're based upon being subculture, recording your thoughts on a smartphone and Telegram and then reposting it as an iMovie just so you can get some subscribers. You're ultimately doomed to work. You're ultimately doomed to stare at a flickering computer terminal screen while your George Soros elites calls it quote unquote work. This is it. This is the end game. I am a pessimist, but this is it. I don't think there's ever, how can you truly be an artist today? It's kind of just a hobby, a therapeutical session. You're less and less making art a professional thing, and you're making everything more in tone with some consumption desires the ultimate class wants you to do. This is it. You're not really an artist. You're based upon a fake subculture, and subculture is the enemy. Yans, I know you're listening to this. You're just another fucking dumb hipster Chinese chick who took a class with Milton Glaser, who had a white boyfriend who sucked his dick to live in Bed-Stuy, who now lives in Bushwick. That's all you're ever gonna be. Just some fucking drop-up failure with some stupid fucking pen and ink tattoo on your arm. A tree. Just like Osama 9. Just another fucking run-of-the-mill hipster Chinese girl in fucking New York City with his father who's the governor of some no-name Chinese province. This is all what the future's planning. A simulacrum so you can be fucked up on weed gummies on 4th of July. That's what all the white boyfriends want. That's what everybody wants to you. Just another fucking Peter Sotis, Larry Clark horror story of any kind. You can't spell it without spelling R-A-P-E.